All right, everyone, and welcome back to This Week in Wrestling, where we bring you everything WWE from Raw to NXT. I'm your host, Theo Clanaris, and these are my co-hosts.
I'm Zach Callahan.
And I'm Tommy Gomez. This week, we're covering Raw, SmackDown, and NXT of March 24th through the March 28th. And you know what? Let's just get right into the first show because we got the biggest star of all time, John Cena, coming in hot, talking about ruining wrestling. Now, I don't know how y'all felt watching this. I was as intrigued as I was sad hearing this guy just shit talk everyone that's ever supported him. Because, hey, listen, man. I was one of those kids that used to have, the chains, the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, I was the biggest John Cena dick rider on the planet, bro.
Like, I know, bro. We saw that picture.
I know, man. Like,
yeah, we have the picture, man.
I love that man.
Little Tommy just died a little bit on the inside when he saw Cena come out.
When he said screw you to that kid, I was like, oh no, that's me. No, that's me.
He said screw you to a million kids around the world.
What an asshole. So what were y'all's thoughts on Cena versus Cody's little promo battle?
Theo, you want to go first?
I can go first. This is obviously part 2. This one was also good. I actually like both of them so far. It doesn't feel repetitive. John, I feel like he's doing a good job of continuing the narrative of the fight in each promo and like adding interesting twists to it so it doesn't feel like the same thing over and over again. Obviously I liked Cody walking out, defending the fans as usual. He does this for us. And I think it's just a great setup for the future of the narrative. Yeah, it's really, really good. I'm terrified of John actually winning now, though. Yeah. Because even though I'm so sure of it happening, I don't know what they're going to do if this man decides to just dip with the belt.
I mean,
that's it. He's just going to take it.
He's just going to take it. He's going to take it and walk home, man.
And put it on his nightstand.
Put it on his fireplace.
Yeah, exactly. He's just going to leave it there and take it. Screw this company. Screw these fans, whatever. But, man.
And screw that little kid.
Whole industry.
Zach, I want to hear your thoughts before I add anything extra, but I have some crazy thoughts on this promo.
Yeah, like kind of what Theo was saying. I do like how Cody comes out and he's saying, I'm doing this, for the fans. It's not really like him selling out to the company of like WWE itself, like him being the sellout.
Yeah.
Not even John really being this sellout thing either. It's just really kind of pitting them up against each other as like John's just kind of tired of everything that he's had to do to get his success, and then Cody's like, hey, I'm doing the same shit, but it's not affecting me. I could do this shit all day, like, and I'll keep doing it for the people. I fuck with it.
Yeah, I fuck with Cody. But man, how it's looking now, how he's like, I'm going to ruin wrestling. It's obviously one of the biggest things in wrestling that I can remember is like the promo battle, like Cena versus Punk. Just going crazy, just going back and forth, talking shit to each other. How it's looking now, my dream for this was that eventually we're going to get a Cody versus Cena, promo off. But now how it's looking, I know for a fact he is never, like, every time Cody shows up when he's cutting a promo, he's just not going to speak.
I think he's not allowed to talk when Cody's talking. I think unless it's like the night before the match.
No, but I think it's part of the illusion of like if you get what I'm saying, like he's so anti-wrestling now that he won't even do the most mundane things.
Yeah.
And he won't even respond. I love it. I think it's really smart. I think John is putting on a show.
I love what they're doing with John. Yeah, I really do. Like, it's not even like, as he was saying, it's not a heel turn or whatever. It's just dude just doesn't give a shit anymore. Like, he's just tired of it.
Yeah, he's just done.
I think it's really good subtle storytelling. Just wanted to add on to that point that you're talking about, how John won't even respond. It also sort of adds to the mystique of the eventual matchup, because on one hand you can interpret it that way. You can say like, oh, John doesn't care, but on the other hand you can interpret it like, oh, John would absolutely destroy Cody on the mic if he said anything back after Cody had his chance to speak. So it's like keeping up the mystery of like who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. And I think that Zach, you had a good point where it's like maybe right before WrestleMania, John will finally respond and he'll fucking destroy Cody. I'll be like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? The match is tomorrow or whatever.
Oh man, it's good. Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But moving right along from John Cena being John Cena, we had Jimmy and Jay reuniting to fight A-Town Down Under. Now, for the past couple weeks, we've been shitting on Jey Uso. Honestly, I feel like it's been rightfully so. That's just me.
I agree.
Listen,
Yeah.
But
criticism is warranted where there's criticism.
now there's a big, big but.
Mm.
I absolutely love this match. Seeing them reunited just made me feel so good. They hit the 1D and like a tear almost came to my eye. Like they are such an amazing tag team. I just don't love Jay by himself. And later in the night, obviously we get a bit of more antics, building him up. Jimmy, helps build him up a bit and breaks him down, of course, as brothers do. But yeah, I love the match. I thought it was really good. A-Town Down Under, really, really good in the ring. Everyone hates them, rightfully so. But I don't know. I really loved everything about it. What are y'all thinking?
I think both Jimmy and Jay, their movesets together, it works. Like, because I think you've said it before, Tommy, where it's like when they're together, their movesets like it looks good.
Yeah,
when they're combining. Like at the end of that match, even like Jimmy throws him up, Jay spears him, and then Jay throws up Grayson Waller, and then Jimmy super kicks him, and it looks great. Like they're moving together, they both look fluid. But yeah, when they kind of separate them, Jay definitely kind of like a lot of the flaws that Jay has definitely sticks out a lot more.
Yeah,
when he's alone.
You know what? It actually just reminded me of. It reminds me a bit of like Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. You know what I mean? Because like Tonga Loa is really bad. Like no hate to him at all, but like he's not as good as his brother. His brother Tama Tonga is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But Tonga Loa just kind of like he's like Like, he's just kind of his moves are bland. He fucks up a lot of spots. He's not he's not great. It's kind of just the same situation with Jay and Jimmy. Jimmy in solo matches looks really good too. Jimmy looks, he's not at the same prestige as Tama Tonga, obviously, but I don't know. I like these guys. I love them together when separate. I think their flaws get just kind of exposed, but it's all right. Theo, what were your thoughts on the match? Because you actually, you haven't seen these guys ever. I don't think you've ever seen Jay and Jimmy tag team.
No, I haven't. And this was really cool. I mean, I've kind of like exactly what Zach said. I've heard you talk about how, as much as it's funny to make fun of Jay and Jimmy's movesets, they actually do look good in a tag setting. And I finally got to see firsthand exactly what you meant. And I agree. It was really awesome. They worked together really well. I guess that's probably a twin thing. They're really connected. They were really synergistic. The moves didn't feel underwhelming when they were combining them in these more intricate ways and layering the match with all this teamwork. I thought it was really, really cool. It made me a little more hopeful and happy for the future of Jay, especially with his Gunther matchup at WrestleMania. And I really liked it. It definitely gave me some hope and more appreciation for the Yeet Man than I had before. 100%.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Moving right along. I mean, we can go straight into their promo after, right? Like, I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, Jimmy is sitting backstage telling Jay, like, "Yo, you can't beat him. You cannot beat Gunther. It's not possible. How you're messing up?" Because at the end of the match, we had the little.
Gunther comes out.
Gunther came out.
Jay goes to line up a spear or something, and he slips and falls. Yeah.
Right. Gunther takes advantage, takes him out, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy's telling him, you can't do it. You're not locked in. The right hand man, Jey Uso, that everyone knew, is gone. You've gotten your brain has gotten your ego has gotten too large, and you can't do this. So Jay recognizes it, and he's aware. Like, I'm aware I can't beat this guy. Like, I need to refocus. Jimmy, however, being the great brother that he is, finds Gunther backstage. It's like, yo, man. He's like, yo, I'll take you on next week.
Mhm.
Nah, man. I mean,
Slaps the
and then
dog
slaps
shit out.
the daylights out that motherfucker. Like that was crazy. Like, I don't know. I love that. And I think that match next week will be a lot of fun. What are y'all's thoughts on the little mini promo?
I mean, is it next week or is it tomorrow?
Oh yeah,
The Jay Jimmy match.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. The Jimmy
Or
and,
sorry, the
Gunther
Jimmy Gunther match.
yeah, I guess it
Jimmy
is tomorrow.
Gunther is tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. I think it's gonna be really cool. I think I've really started to like Jimmy a lot more. He's obviously very charismatic and he's good on the mic. He makes me want to root for him and like him. And I think that the most interesting thing about this match for me, besides just that it's two cool guys, is that Jimmy and Gunther, kind of depending on how the match goes, it could mean a lot of different things for the future of the Jay Gunther match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And they could go a lot of different ways with it and they would all make sense. So I'm really excited to see how the match that this promo sets up turns out tomorrow night. And I thought that it did a really good job of progressing the narrative and the storyline of the Jay Gunther match. I especially liked what you mentioned about how this week they integrated like a planned quote unquote botch
Right.
to go with the real botch from last week, and they integrated that into the storyline. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about wrestling and long-term storytelling in wrestling is that you can take things that happen that weren't planned and weave them into the narrative that you're trying to tell to make a more rich story. And I think that that's true to real life sports in a way that purely narrative fiction isn't. And so this is a small example of that, but it's an example of something that makes wrestling really beautiful and unique.
Hell yeah, man. Zach, what you think about Big Jim?
Yeah. I think Theo did a pretty good job at kind of encapsulating what I was thinking about. But one thing I wanted to add on with him is what he was saying about like him. We all are kind of like I think liking Jimmy a little bit more than Jay recently in terms of the matches. But I think, like you were saying earlier, Tommy, with Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa. Sorry,
That's a tough one.
I got tongue twisted there. Like with Jay and Jimmy, I think like Jay, in comparison with Jay and Jimmy, Jay's a lot more of just like the promo, like on the mic, like when he wrestles on himself. Yeah, a lot of botches happen, and then like Theo was saying, they did that. They kind of planned for that this week or last week. I think it's interesting though because like Jimmy, even when he's on the mic, he's he's like really charismatic, but he doesn't have to do these sort of gimmicks like the yeet.
Yeah,
he does it once, like the no yeet. Everyone does it, and then that's it. He can still cut a promo. Like at the end of that match, he comes out.
Oh yeah, on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, on SmackDown.
Is that what we're talking about? Yeah.
A little bit ahead, but he comes out.
Yeah,
on SmackDown, he starts cutting promo on the mics, and it was a really good promo. Like he's just talking shit to Gunther. He calls him out, and then no yeet, done. I think Jimmy's found that fine line of his technical ability and then also being able to cut a promo.
Yeah, because it's kind of just better.
Yeah, which is like especially setting him apart from the rest of the bloodline stuff too. It's interesting how he's being able to set himself apart in comparison to like Jay.
Yeah,
Jay's had to do like this whole sort of gimmick thing, whereas Jimmy's been kind of
just slowly
his way through. Like kind of slowly testing things out or building up his own thing.
Yeah. I mean, I love Big Jim. I love this match. I think we've said all we can say, and so we'll just move right along to the Rhea Bianca Io shenanigans. And I mean, this promo is the exact same promo for the past 3 weeks. It's getting kind of just redundant.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have this really weird situation here where the Elimination Chamber winner is already locked into Mania, but the person holding the belt is still up in the air. So essentially, Bianca is the champion. I don't know. It's just a really weird situation here. I think Io should hold that belt, go to Mania. get it done. If anything weird happens, I think maybe it's a triple threat. I have no idea what the hell is going on with this situation. If you all have any thoughts, feel free to share.
It's weird. I don't know. My only thought on this before we talk about the potential of the match tomorrow night is just like, I hope EO wins because I just think that would be a more interesting story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like EO to have a good title run, instead of just kind of being a middle placeholder until Bianca can take it or something.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels weird. But yeah, tomorrow, Raw, we have EO versus Rhea again. I don't think Rhea ends her it's
She
not
doesn't slay the
like
demon.
a loss streak.
It
Against
kind
EO,
of
it
is a
doesn't happen.
loss streak.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I think EO
No, I don't
retains,
see it.
moves on to Mania. It'll be fire.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, 100%.
And then
That's how it should be.
moving on from the shenanigans that was, we got Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano. Now, Zach, I know you had some thoughts about this shit.
Yeah, there were some
Let it rip,
interesting things about it. I mean, fuck. First of all, the debut, El Grande Americano, they did a very weird promo. I would like to kind of get your guys' opinion on that whole little story building promo slash
Oh,
prep
the
they
little,
did
like,
for
promo
him.
reel thing?
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
was horrible.
Yeah, what was that?
Just a bunch of
First of
AI
all,
dog shit. I don't know what the
yeah,
fuck that was.
that's it. We're fucking putting out some trash looking AI art on a backstory no one cares about whatsoever. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why did you do that? Like, I feel like you just ruined the. You didn't ruin it. That's dramatic, but like you made the gimmick more
It definitely
annoying than it
sours
needed to
it.
be.
Yeah, like it sours the gimmick a bit.
Like you could have literally just introduced him as being from the Gulf of America, and like that would have been the whole bit. Like
Yeah.
you didn't need the video before at all, and it would have been just as if it would have been more effective actually, because we wouldn't have had to sit through a worthless video that no one liked or cared about with bad art.
Yeah, it was just stupid. It was just a dumb creative decision. I don't understand why they're using AI now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
was
think
stupid.
another big thing I had an issue with, like I kind of get for the story, but you've talked about it, I know before, Tommy. Towards the end of the match, Dragon Lee got his mask removed.
I hate it so
And
much. I fucking hate it so much.
I hate that shit. The only because in that match, Dragon Lee was trying to take throughout the match. Dragon Lee was trying to take off El Grande's
Yeah.
mask the entire time to reveal. Yeah, because
obviously it's fucking Chad
You're gonna
Gable.
see
Like,
it's Chad
obviously, like,
Gable. Obviously, come on. But does his mask have to come off at the end of that match? Like, do we seriously have to keep doing this shit with them, with
I
the
don't
actual luchadors?
I hate it so much for the actual luchadors. It's so
I
fucking
thought the
annoying.
overall match was fine. I think there was I had a lot more complaints in that match that kind of I came out with it that I thought I wanted to get kind of your guys' opinion on. Maybe I'm just kind of.
I mean, I thought the match
Removing
itself, I
it.
thought the wrestling was fine. I thought it was like
Yeah,
pretty good, but
the match itself was good.
I just hated the finish.
Um,
I hated it so much.
Yeah, I was pretty much thinking the same thing. Like I like the wrestling quite a bit. I think both these guys have really cool moves and they put on a good show.
Mhm.
The more I've thought about it though, the more I have soured on it a bit just for like the reasons that we said. And like
Yeah,
I can kind of get what they were going for here. Like it's not just like a normal match against a luchador where they're like taking off his mask. Like Chad Gable like doesn't like luchadors. That's like his story arc right now.
Yeah.
Not an arc, but like that's like his thing right now. So like I can see why they thought like, oh, we'll have him embarrass a luchador. So it's like fits his character. So it's not like completely nonsensical. It's just felt dumb and unnecessary. Like him just defeating Dragon Lee, I feel like would have had the exact same effect of like he's learning to counter the luchadors he doesn't like. He doesn't need to take the mask off too. It's just weird.
Yeah, it just
yeah.
feels like
Like
shit.
I think it'd leave a better taste in my mouth if he didn't take the mask off. If he was like, yeah,
I agree.
I'll go to your sport or I'll go to your own style of wrestling and I'll beat you at it. I don't need to take off. I don't need to fight dirty.
Yeah,
it
I
just
agree.
sucks.
I don't know.
I think
It's
everything
dumb.
about that match just was really stupid. I thought
Mhm.
the wrestling was good, but just the AI shit instantly I was like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
Mhm.
this is so lame. It's just so lame.
sucks because I was kind of excited to see how the story would turn out because Chad Gable's a really good wrestler and I like him,
Mm-hmm.
but it just the specifics of how this played out made me less excited for something I was excited about, and that's a shame.
Yeah. But moving right along, we had another. I'm just gonna briefly talk about the CM Punk. These bullshit promos they kept doing in Europe. I hope they finally finish them now. Why are we having promos for promos still? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is the point of this? Like,
Hey,
I'll
everybody.
be there. I'll be in London next week. Okay, thank
I'll
you.
see y'all next week.
I think
Thanks
we
for
should just-
having me.
I think we should just get this out of the way now, honestly.
I mean, it's just stupid. It's just so redundant.
It is.
It's so pointless to do. Like you're just filling TV time, bro. You have no TV parameters. You have no time limits. Like if you want to end the show in 1:45, you're on Netflix now. Go for it. Like it doesn't matter. I don't understand why we're like, all right, let's throw a bullshit 12-minute promo in. Well, CM Punk being like, oh, I love you guys. This is great to be alive in. Where were they that week? It was Scotland. Like
Glasgow,
bro. Like it's like, all right, guys, I'll see you on Friday in London at the O2. It's like, all right, cool, bro. Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming out and saying hi.
So stupid. It's so dumb.
Seth Rollins won the week before. Like
That
just
one
so
pissed me
horrible.
off so much. Oh, it's like I'm gonna be there Friday night to sign the contract. Next week, you'll see me there. I won't be in your country. I'm here tonight to tell you I'll be in another country next week.
It's like, all right, thank
Sorry.
you, bro. Like, appreciate it. Like, God, that shit sucks.
I hate that shit.
But moving along, I could shit talk that shit all day. That shit's trash, bro.
Ran about it all day.
But finally, we get to the main event we got Penta and Braun Breaker. I love the match. I thought it was awesome. I don't know why I really thought Penta was actually gonna win this, but maybe it was just like derangement.
it was wishful thinking. I don't think it was the craziest take of all time. Like it wasn't pure cope, but it was pretty wishful.
Yeah, but I think it was a no contest, right? Because Dom hit Braun.
I don't remember who he hit, but yeah, regardless.
Yeah, so
it's a retain for that reason.
Braun retains, and they're trying to recruit Penta to the Judgment Day. Penta obviously denies it.
You don't need that.
And he just starts beating the shit out of him. It was cool. I mean, it was dope. Match was fire. Penta's the man. Braun's really good.
That guy. They're both just so impressive in different ways. You know, like obviously just Braun Breaker is just a genetic monster with how strong he is, and Penta's such an experienced wrestler with a really deep and well fleshed out moveset, a really sick move. So the match was awesome. The storytelling is basically just developing the IC title storyline more and talking about the reunification of the Judgment Day a little bit. So it was good. All around really good stuff.
Yeah, what you thought? What you think, Zach?
Yeah, no, like Theo was saying, I really fuck with Penta. I like Braun. They both have their unique styles that make them stand out. I really do like Braun Breaker. I think he's great. He's one of my favorite newer wrestlers. Hell yeah. So I do hope they kind of do a little bit more. I hope there's more for this Penta Braun beef than just this one match. Even if the Judgment Day is involved with it, it gives them something to do. So I'm cool with it. I'm excited to see more what they got from that whole thing in general with the IC title.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Because it probably leads to a Mania match with Penta and Braun, which I would love.
I would love that. Oh my god.
Man, it would be sick.
No one comes out and interferes. Penta Driver,
a little bit of
Frankensteiner.
Dude, every time he hits that Frankensteiner, bro, I lose my mind.
His Frankensteiner is so good.
Dude, in the Mexican Driver, like, Penta's so cool. Oh, he's just so cool.
They're so good. It's just such a good beef.
Kind of an impromptu question. Obviously, we have our triple threat for Mania that we'll be talking about a little more later in the show. I feel like there's a lot of storylines coalescing around the mid-card belts, so the IC and the US belt.
Yeah.
Could you guys see either of these belt matches adding more people in for another triple threat or a fatal four-way?
Probably. I think for the US title, definitely. I think it'll be Jacob and Braun versus LA Knight. because I feel like Mania they love doing triple threats, and I'm cool with it. I like it. But
yeah, adds a little extra, oomph to the what could be just a regular man match, like 2 1-on-1.
Yeah, because it adds some just elusiveness. You don't know where it's gonna go. Like you've no idea who's gonna win the belt.
Chaos. Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves a little bit of chaos. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. I mean, maybe for the IC, I don't really know.
I was just thinking for the IC because of like for the IC, we were just throwing Penta in the mix, and Penta has all these beefs with the different guys, and then the Judgment Day are part of the IC hunt. Like it just seems like there's a lot of people in the IC hunt for some reason.
Yeah, I mean maybe like Dom. I guess I don't. Is that insane or Dom or Finn?
Have Dom.
I was thinking Finn.
You could put Finn in there, yeah.
But at the same time, I want Finn to get the fuck away from them, so I don't really.
Why? That might be the way you do it. You have.
He gets
Dom pulls some
scammed.
shit. He gets set up in a triple threat. He just gets his fucking ass kicked.
I mean, maybe.
And he's like, all right, the Judgment Day set him up for failure. Basically, he's like, all right, these guys obviously don't fuck with me. I gotta do my own thing.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets
I
out.
agree. I'd love to see Finn do his on his own.
I love that guy, Finn Balor, man.
He's too good.
All right, moving right along. We got going to Tuesday of this past week.
NXT.
Honestly, I just want to preface it now. We don't have much to say on NXT. I thought this episode was kind of filler. Other than our girl Stephanie defending twice. And my boy Javon.
Cool.
I thought
go
for it. Go for it, Theo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I like the Stephanie match just because it felt interesting in that it was a new thing. You know, they set up the story well. They have the one defense, and then she gets messed up, and she has to push through for the second one. And yeah, it's pretty regular wrestling storytelling, but it was cool because Steph is just such a good wrestler. It makes it all feel more worth it because of just the moves that she can bring to the match and the personality.
Yeah, I also thought her roll up on Jada was pretty sick. She had like the two legs like wrapped up, like because she really sells it. Like she's just good at this shit. Like she's really good at just wrestling. Like and she makes you believe what you're seeing is happening. You know, like it's actually real. The Jada match was good. I thought that was I personally thought that was the better of the two.
Yeah,
same.
I agree.
Yeah,
but I also think it's because Jada Parker's probably a better wrestler than Fallon Henley.
Oh yeah,
true. I like Jada on the mic a little bit more too. I think Jada's a bit overall just better than Fallon Henley.
Yeah, it was cool. And then the Javon and Lexis King. I thought this match was just crazy, especially like Oba coming out and like, dude, the apron powerbomb was just absurd. Like middle of the match, just like picks him up.
Deadly.
I was like, what the fuck? I was just looking around like, oh my god, this guy just killed him. Like, that was sick.
Fake wrestling is. You get picked up by a man like Obafemi, you're dying. Like any normal human gets picked up by Obafemi like that.
Exactly.
You're seeing God right after. You're going to the pearly gates.
Especially like the apron powerbomb. Like I don't care. Like if you say wrestling is fake, you're just an idiot. Like you're just a moron. I got nothing.
You haven't seen Obafemi powerbomb so a 7 foot tall, just giant of a man pick someone up like Javon Evans and just yeah.
Powerbomb on the apron. And Javon's like, oh, I was like, yeah, man, that probably doesn't feel too good.
Yeah, he didn't fake go through a table. He real went through a table.
Yeah, he real went through a table.
Oh, yeah.
It was scripted, but he real that happened.
Yeah,
big shout out to Javon Evans also coming back from his mouth being wired. To just doing all the things that he's been doing since he's been back. I mean, that guy has
hellish matches.
Shout out to him. He's putting in the work.
He's the man, bro. That guy is the man. And then yeah, he's just sick. I love all of his moves, man. The way he just bounces around the ropes and shit, like it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so sick. I'm very high on him. But strolling right along, we're just gonna finish up NXT, going to the main event with Stephanie versus Fallon. A lot of shenanigans with the I don't even know what her team's name is. No disrespect, but Fatal Influence. There you go. Match was cool. I was very happy Stephanie won and retained both in one night because she is that bitch. La primera.
Amen. La primera.
Yeah.
Amen.
She's awesome.
Amen.
I don't know if y'all had any thoughts on the Fallon match, but I didn't have much.
Not really.
No. The only other thing related to Steph was just that like they're obviously using her to help set up other people's storylines around grabbing the NXT women's belt at some point, like Jordan Grace and Jada and all them. So
Yeah.
just laying the seeds for the future, but not really anything super eventful tonight or Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, strolling right along to the Friday Night SmackDown from this past Friday. Now we opened the show with Cody coming out. Cuts a really brief, love you fans, classic Cody Rhodes. Classic Cody Rhodes, I love the guy.
We love the guy.
We love the
Can't hate him.
guy.
It's hard to hate that man. It's hard to hate that man.
But
Cody Rhodes.
exactly.
America's sweetheart.
America's sweetheart, London sweetheart, even.
London sweetheart. The world's sweetheart, honestly.
We love him. But Randy comes out. Randy glazed the shit out of Cody Rhodes.
Randy was bouncing on that shit, bro.
Randy just glazed my man for like a solid 15 minutes.
Rightfully so. I mean, shit. Like I said, it's hard to hate. It's hard to hate Cody Rhodes.
It's true.
And my go glazing, I'll glaze him too. Let me move over, Randy. Let me join you.
That is crazy. But Randy does commit to the biggest part of this promo for me was Randy committing to the hunt for number 15. You know, if Randy gets a shot, the Viper will take it. You know what I mean? The Viper. He will strike.
Yeah, lots of Cody's supposed friends telling him he's gonna come for that belt after WrestleMania.
I don't know.
Not nice guys Cody has as his friends, it turns out.
Not
Tim
good
Punk
dudes.
and Randy Orton are not the nicest dudes in the world, it seems.
What? You're telling me Kevin Owens, the guy who pile drove me right through a table,
Yeah.
isn't my friend?
No.
Might have my best interests not in my mind.
No.
Yeah, Cody might need
shit.
to pick friends a little better than he has been lately.
No,
Shit, who's he gonna pick?
I don't think he has many options here. Maybe Jay.
Dirty Dom?
Dirty
Dirty
Dom.
Dom.
Dirty Dom.
That's
That's a
the
great choice.
new tag champs on Raw.
Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio.
Dude, can we get a tag team match on Raw? Like a tag team
I
championship match on Raw?
was thinking about that.
Like the tag division on SmackDown's been just running up, and these guys
Get
on
the
Raw just
awesome-
aren't doing shit.
Let's get the awesome truth back.
No, that's not.
Melodome Miz.
I'm mellow, bro. Drew, just finishing up that segment though. Drew came out and built his match with Randy quite quickly. That was pretty cool. I mean, you know, I love that. That gave me a bit of nostalgia.
Love both those guys.
But
Great match.
yeah, it was sick.
Mhm.
And moving on from that, we had the Pretty Deadly and Street Profits.
Yes, boy.
Yes, boy, their hometown match. I liked it. I thought this match was cool, and I thought Pretty Deadly performed very well. But at the end of the day, Street Profits are up, and they do want the smoke. And they are just kind of the best tag team there right now. I'll be brutally honest.
You like them more than Motor City?
I like them. I don't like them more than Motor City. But I think Motor City are going to Raw. Because they've kind of been a bit absent from SmackDown, so I think they're kind of going to move. And I'm very, very, very cool with that. Because I think they deserve... I think Motor City deserves the belt instantly when they get to Raw, just like how it happened on SmackDown. That's just me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, SmackDown's been pretty. I mean, I think we talked about it before. The SmackDown tag team division is pretty stacked in terms of the talent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So just moving Motor City to Raw would be.
And
I
the
think, a good choice.
Raw locker room is pretty lacked by
Oh, they're
comparison.
the Great Depression.
Yeah, it's bad over there.
It's a Great Depression for the Raw tag team.
But yeah, I mean, it was a cool match. Seeing Pretty Deadly actually get cheered, you know, it was cool. I loved everything about it.
They're good wrestlers. I
very good.
wish they had a little more fan base.
Yeah, it's good seeing them get a good push. Like even Street Profits, it's good seeing them both get matches and just being able to get this push that they're getting right now.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yup.
So moving on from the opening match, we're gonna just stroll right on down to the Braun Strowman versus LA Knight for the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, in this, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, but I mean, there's a bad guy. There's a bad man.
There's a bit of shenanigans going on in that match.
He's just kind of always lurking. And Jacob Fatu comes out and attacks Braun again. Now, some might say this is getting redundant, but I will say I don't give a fuck, and this shit is sick. I really don't care. I love Jacob versus Braun. I think it's so fun. Watching Jacob effortlessly hit this guy with a Samoan spike or a Samoan drop, it just gets me going. And I'm not ashamed to say it. So what did you guys think of this build?
Talk to me, Zach.
So I didn't really see. I caught the back end of this match, so I wasn't here for it. But what I'll say is, I really do like what they're doing with that whole thing in general with Braun, Strowman, LA Knight. You know, they're going for the U.S. They're going for the title match or the belt. Sorry, while we still have this bloodline thing going.
Yeah.
But it's still not like technically the bloodline. You know, it's still like Solo, Tama Tonga, Jacob. But now it's kind of in a weird scattered or fractured state. Like Jacob's going on his own. He's kind of going rogue. Solo's trying to ring him in. It's not really working. I don't know. I think it's really. I've been really enjoying what it's been going on so far with it. I think Jacob's a demon. I love that.
Jacob's a demon, bro.
He is a crazy wrestler. Seeing him just doing some of the flips and things he is doing.
Is there a name for that move? Like the moonsault he does?
The springboard moonsault.
I mean, is that? I mean,
moonsault, I guess
he
so.
hit that shit
There
like
you
3
go.
times, and that shit.
He hits that shit.
Crazy.
He's got to make
wait.
his own version of it. Like he's got to name like his own version of it.
I think they might have.
He does that little after, like that.
I think they might have unveiled a name
The emote
for it
Yeah, the Fortnite
on
emote.
this show, but I don't remember what they said. I think you might be right. We'll have to go back and check. But to give my thoughts, I basically agree with everything that Zach said. I like how they've, because I think that actually what Zach said actually supports what Tommy said, where the fact that they've combined the story of like the quote unquote new bloodline and their like turmoil with the hunt for the US belt so that they can have a bunch of like different people who are involved with both of the storylines going back and forth and interacting with each other in these different ways really makes it an interesting story to follow that's like really cool and interesting.
Yeah.
I like that it feels like, even though we've seen so much of Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu and even LA Knight together in the ring lately, it always feels new because there's multiple narratives going on around these people.
Yeah.
So it feels like we're always getting something fresh, even if the people in the story are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a really
even
good
with the
sequel,
bloodline
pretty
stuff,
much.
too. Yeah. It's like we've seen
I'm
a lot of the
loving
bloodline stuff, but now it's like this new bloodline. It's not the same as this old like Roman's bloodline. It's something completely different. I agree.
I just love it. I love Jacob.
It's great.
I can't wait. I hope he gets a big WrestleMania match this year. I hope he gets to see the WWE universe behind him. You know, however many thousands strong, and
I would like that one to be a triple threat match.
I think it should be a triple.
Like you guys were saying earlier, I think that, like you were saying earlier, Theo, with that question, the answer to that, I would like that one to be a triple threat match. That would be a pretty good one.
Have they done the last?
Or even make it
match?
A fatal 4-way. Yeah.
Have they done that yet with Jacob and Braun? I don't think so yet.
There hasn't been any last man standing matches all year.
Yeah, because that will be fire. Because I think that's the same match Roman had with Braun like way back in the day. Because they're kind of building Jacob the same way they built Roman back then, which obviously back then, you know, Roman couldn't wrestle for shit and couldn't cut a promo for shit, couldn't do anything.
Jacob's changing his name to the Big Dog from the Samoan Werewolf.
Well, Jacob is the big dog. I mean, like,
he'll dog walk your ass.
I will dog walk you. I mean, everything about him, bro.
You know what I mean?
I love him. I just love him. But strolling right along from my favorite guy, Jacob Fatu, we go to Randy versus Drew.
Zach's favorite guy.
Banger after banger. Just,
Yeah, I mean,
Drew delivers. Drew delivers.
I think Drew is
and
probably one of
Randy,
the
great
most
match.
underutilized guys at this company.
Cats. We could
Real
have a
as
whole
fuck.
episode about the
Yeah.
tragedy of the tale of Drew McIntyre.
And yeah, I mean, Kevin came out. By the way, Kevin has like consistently been coming out, but like not attacking, which is a
He
bit
just-
out of character.
He looks like a lost dog, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit he does.
just kind of gives like puppy dog eyes to Randy. He's like, please don't hurt me.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
Just walks out of the locker room. Mom, I threw up.
Mom, I threw up. What the heck?
Like, maybe that match with Sammy just rattled something in his head. He sees Randy now. He's like, I don't know.
Nah, I got still a sick fuck, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the match was good. Drew actually picked up the win, which I thought was a bit surprising because again, they don't fucking use him properly at all. And yeah, it was cool.
Listen, he's undefeated in London. They weren't
Yeah,
stopping the streak.
Yeah, you can't stop that streak.
And he had to take a win for what happened later on that night. I mean,
That's
he had to
true.
take a victory in that match for what happened later.
Yeah, I mean, we can move. I think we can just move straight to it. Honestly, like after the match, they catch him as he's walking out.
Going to leave.
And
Did not end up having a pint that night.
He
as
did
he's
not
going
end
to
up
the
having
parking
a
lot.
pint.
Damien is standing there in the doorway.
That was such a funny scene, though. That was actually hilarious. Just Damien just standing in the doorway, just staring at him like, "Yo, motherfucker, I'm beating your ass right here, right now."
That was some Undertaker shit. Like it
Yeah,
had
true.
to, like just staring that motherfucker down, waiting for him.
That's who he is, bro. He's
Emote taker.
the
He
the
is.
bisexual Undertaker. That's him.
Yep.
Like, I love Damien, and put the choke slam through the fucking car glass was
That was
insane.
awesome.
That poor guy got fucking put through a table.
That's my car.
So, hey, what are you doing to my car?
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that, too. Yeah, that guy got thrown through a table, too. That was sick.
Right before Drew gets put through the windshield, he
That
gets put
was
through
so
a table.
funny, bro. But yeah, and then obviously CM Punk sees him as he's walking in. I think it was a bit of a nod to Punk's AEW run, and Jack Perry and all that bullshit.
What a shame. What a shame.
What a shame.
Looking at Drew sprawled out, put through
Someone
a
help him
windshield.
out. Someone help that guy out.
I mean, he used to tell him all the time, "Yo, Drew, you keep running your mouth, bro. Everyone's gonna start just beating the shit out of you." And it's been true so far. But moving right along from Damien almost killing Drew, get to the main event of SmackDown. Punk, Seth, and Roman Reigns signed their WrestleMania contract for the main event of WrestleMania 41. Now this shit brought a tear to my eye.
I was crying.
It brought tears to my face that CM Punk, Paul Heyman telling CM Punk that he is going to main event WrestleMania.
Wow.
He's closing the show.
It was beautiful.
It was.
It really was.
It was awesome.
There's actually a lot of really cool moments from this. Just like Roman coming out first, having fun, joking with the crowd. Seth is obviously big baby boy as always, but we love him despite being a little baby.
I mean,
Roman
Seth.
The entire night was killing me.
Seth was about to kill CM Punk, like in that arena.
He was gonna crash out.
He was crashing out. He lost his mind. The minute that man held the contract in his hand, he's like, no.
No,
This can't happen.
Sacred.
We can't let this happen.
it was awesome. I mean, everything about
was
this
just-
little segment was sick. And obviously, one of the biggest things from the contract signing was that this wasn't even the favor that Punk was owed.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I would like to open the floor to what you both think the theory, or like your theories on what the favor is, because I have a couple ideas.
Well, before I say anything about that, I would like to I've represented myself today as the game Triple H, and I would like to formally extend my apology to him for ever doubting him, because not even 3 days ago, right after that Raw CM Punk promo that we were making fun of, I said that it was dumb that we were keeping this favor thing going, and that it was stupid, and that it was just not an interesting storyline anymore, and that the payoff wasn't going to be worth it. And then it was. because hearing that the favor wasn't even the main event, I was so back. I was suddenly on board with everything that they were doing with the story, and this is just my formal apology to never doubt the game, because the game is always
bro.
in control.
The cerebral assassin always knows what's right. That's not technically true, but you know, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt this week.
Stuff.
He's good. He gets some. He gets some in there. He gets some ones in there.
Yeah, this was definitely one of his big hits. So what do you guys think the favor is?
Honestly, I am so lost. I think literally the only thing that I think makes sense right now is, I'm pretty sure your idea, Tommy, because you said this, so you should say it because it was your idea.
I have two ideas. I have two ideas on what the favor is. One of the ideas is that if CM Punk wins this match, he will not only main event night 1 of WrestleMania, but he will also main event night 2 of WrestleMania and go fight against John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the title on Sunday.
And that was
right.
The idea.
That was the idea. That was my first one. My second idea was that somehow, some way, the favor will be Paul Heyman will no longer be the wise man of the OTC and will become the handler of CM Punk once again.
You see, I like that second idea, but I don't know if that's really a favor. I just think that might already be happening, kind of, because like there was a lot of little things during the contract signing that showed that like Paul Heyman seems to have more deference for CM Punk than Roman. Like, he stood up when Punk walked out. He was obviously very emotional and wanting to congratulate and celebrate with Punk. When Roman was telling Punk to like thank the tribal chief for doing him the favor, you could see Paul Heyman like telling Punk not to do it. So yeah, I think honestly both of those things might be true, but I'm not sure if that second one is the favor as much as it is like
what is already
Paul Heyman switching sides to his old guy.
I don't know. I really don't know. What do you think, Zach?
I don't know. I like both your ideas, Tommy. I think honestly, both of those are the most likely.
Yeah.
Of the two favors. I don't know. I think I think in terms of the one with Paul Heyman like working for CM Punk again, like Theo was saying, it is interesting how Paul's reactions are a lot during these past few weeks with the contract signings and everything.
Yeah.
But I think I lean more towards into that of it being the favor of him trying to steal away Paul. Because I think that like the way they're kind of playing it off is like, oh, Paul is getting really passionate about this because this is like CM Punk. Like CM Punk's his boy. Like this is one of his day one. Like this is before even Roman. Like CM Punk with Paul Heyman, before Brock Lesnar, like before any of these guys. Like it was Punk. So like I can get why they would play into that of like him being really, getting worked up, really being passionate about CM Punk really being a main eventer at Mania and finally getting his dream. But also you get a pretty big moment out of that, I feel like, if you try to have Punk steal away Roman's wise man. Yeah. Because like I don't know if you were watching at the time yet, Theo, or if you'd started watching at the time when Roman came back during the Bloodline shit, like the new Bloodline.
You talking about SummerSlam of 2024?
Yeah, like when Roman finally shows up back after Solo Sikoa takes over as the Bloodline, as a tribal chief. And he gets Jimmy Uso's back with him.
Yep.
And they're getting their asses kicked.
Yep.
And Roman's got nowhere to turn. He calls Paul Heyman. And the first it goes to voicemail, everyone's like, fuck. Like, this guy's not coming back.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
He's not coming back.
Yo.
Then, a couple weeks later, Roman gets his ass kicked 1 week. Next week, Paul Heyman comes out as the wise man for Roman Reigns.
Dude, I completely forgot about that shit.
CM Punk building. I see it leaning more towards of like Punk being like, hey, you can help Roman do all this shit, but you owe me a favor. You're my guy again. I need you. I want you in my corner again. Like fuck Roman Reigns. Like you don't work for him anymore. Like you owe me this favor. You're coming to work for me again. We're gonna run this shit.
Dude, that had to be it, bro. That
It
what you just said, Zach? That has to be it. The
whole
phone.
part of it is so interesting. Like because that shit. Like you've said it before, Tommy, and even like we've talked about this in the past. Like everything they do,
it matters. Everything matters.
In terms of promos, it matters.
Yeah, everything. Holy shit! I think you just cracked it.
So, and that whole thing was interesting because it's like, oh, Roman's down on his luck. Like Jay won't work for him. Like no one's gonna help him.
Yeah, Jay, Sammy, everybody's like no one's helping him.
His fucking wise man, the guy who's always been there to help him navigate through these situations, and he doesn't pick up.
Oh my god! No, it's so clear. It's actually so clear. Like the phone, he calls Paul, it doesn't pick up. It's like, oh shit! Like where's the wise man at? Mm-hmm. Then after all this at Survivor Series, he gets Punk to come in. GG, bro. He's already been gone. He's been lost.
Punk shows up to help Roman at War Games to beat Solo's bloodline.
Yep.
To owe a favor for Paul. As like, oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna, because it could be really that Paul is already working for Punk, and
he has to be.
Favor. It could already just be that both of these are technically one whole favor.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, but yeah, no, it makes sense now because it makes total sense because now Punk is definitely already working with Paul. Like this is so that was actually really smart. Wow.
That was. Damn, I didn't know about any of that context, but that super makes sense, Zach. That's really, really smart.
Especially, that's what I was wondering if you were watching it at the time yet or not.
No, like I knew the broad really strokes of what happened, but I didn't know those details.
I forgot about the phone call.
Because yeah, like when Solo came back, like he was running that shit.
Yeah, Solo was running it.
And that's why why I think this new Bloodline story is really interesting, because you had it like as like, oh yeah, Solo is gonna be this new Roman Reigns type thing, but Roman comes back, gets Ulafala, but he has a little help because no one else wants help. Punk has to help him. Paul Heyman shows up randomly and he's like, oh, I got you a guy already. It's CM Punk.
Yeah, then the whole sit down and it's actually like way more obvious than it seemed. Wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy.
I mean, that just also, Zach, supporting your theory is a line from that promo that we were making fun of earlier, where Punk was like, Roman doesn't know that his wise man might not be his wise man anymore. Like everyone, you hear that, it's like, oh, it's just banter. He's just trying to get in Roman's head. But like, what if it's true? What if
I think
just
it is
already?
True.
No, I think it is true. Yeah,
the wise man is already back with his OG guy.
Wow. We just cracked the code.
Zach did crack the code, I think.
Did Zach just lift the veil?
He did. He saw through the Matrix.
That's crazy.
Fuck you, Triple H. I see right through you.
I see through you.
I love you, Triple H.
I love you, Triple H.
That's crazy as fuck. Like, that's actually crazy as fuck. Man.
No, but I definitely see it like that playing out in some way.
No, you're right. Even if it's not exactly what you said, it's something like that.
Yeah,
all
100%.
the pieces
There's
are
something
there.
Yeah.
All the pieces are there for something in that vein to occur.
Yeah.
And it's cinema, bruv. It's cinema, bruv.
It's cinema, bruv. But yeah, I mean that wraps up, our breakdown of Raw through SmackDown of this week. And we're gonna lead into a little different segment. Traditionally we would do like the WrestleMania predictions and stuff like that, but we're gonna go into rising stars that we would like to see in WWE / whatever. Just come along with us for the ride. Just come along.
I like that.
So
it's about the journey.
It's all about the journey, right? It's not about the destination.
It's never about the destination.
So we're just each gonna pick somebody that we like, that we see in the indies or even, developing in the Performance Center, whatever, that we would like to see get called up, brought to the WWE. Now, my number one guy my numero uno guy, and I know it's probably high on Zach's list, is Zilla Fatu. This
Yeah,
guy is
you
crazy.
pretty much took my answer. I mean, we could talk about Zilla all day. We've done it before.
Hey, you and I have done it.
Go
You
for
and
it,
I have done it.
guys.
Just been chilling in the apartment, just
Tell me,
fucking, just ripping it,
We've
bro.
talked about Zilla.
because I
I
don't
mean,
know
like-
anything about this guy, so I need to hear you guys tell me all about him.
All right,
Let me
Zilla
sell him.
Fatu. I mean, the name, right? Like, I mean, who does he sound like he's a part of? You know.
Well, yeah, that part I got.
So Zilla is this really young guy who is like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. This guy is like the perfected form of all of these wrestlers, just like all melded into one. Like like everyone from the bloodline, like he is the chosen one. Like I truly believe this kid is the chosen one. I'm
He
like, no
is
bullshit.
He is the one tribal chief. Like
This is the guy, bro. Like this is
Have
actually
you-
the guy.
you look at all the bloodline wrestlers currently in the WWE, and you're like, man, some about that guy's missing. Jay, he could be a little bit of a better wrestler. Jimmy could be a little bit better on the mic. Roman, he could be a little bit better on both. Zilla's got it all. He's got the sauce.
He is the complete package.
Cut a promo.
He can cut a promo. He can wrestle. His finisher's fucking
He can
sick.
wrestle.
He-
He's a
he's
demon
fucking-
when he's wrestling. I
Bing,
mean,
bing,
like,
boom,
oh my
he's
God.
the fucking man, bro. He is the man. Get Zilla Fatu in the WWE
Zilla.
now. Except he's doing a lot of cool shit with Fourth Rope and a bunch of other indie companies. You know, shout out Fourth Rope, shout out West Side Gun.
One of my answers would have been Ray Phoenix, but
Obviously, you
recent
know,
news, he did just get signed, so there goes my answer. But
that is true.
I'm excited to see what we get from Ray Phoenix in WWE.
Yeah, I mean, and he's starting on a solo run, so that'll be really cool. Mr. Phoenix, that's gonna be pretty awesome. Theo, you have any indie wrestlers that you've been fancying?
I mean, I think I definitely don't know that many indie wrestlers, so this isn't a super well educated answer. But I think of all non WWE wrestlers right now, my favorite has to be Timeless Toni Storm.
Yeah,
I love everything that she does. Her matches, she gives them her all. She has crazy good moves. She has grit. She obviously loves the company and puts a lot of effort into like the art of wrestling.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just like one dumb example of something I really loved from her cutting a promo. She was like being accepted for some award. I think it was like a bestowing of a belt or something like that. And obviously it cuts to black and white. She's like acting surprised by the fact that she won. That she's like, oh, I didn't have anything prepared. And she's holding a speech in her hand as she says that she didn't expect to win. And then she thanks one of the actual Warner Brothers who died in like 1970s, whatever,
Dude,
for the award. Like,
she's so good.
so good at embodying this really funny character. But unlike a lot of like jokey, gimmicky characters like that, she obviously takes the business really seriously and puts on really good matches. And I think she's awesome, and I'd love to see her in the WWE one day if it was
100%.
possible.
I was about to say her matches are fucking amazing. Like obviously we watched I forgot what the pay-per-view we watched was, but
Yeah,
we watched
end of
that
the Hollywood story.
the Hollywood ending against Mariah May. Like
Yeah,
that was
What a
just
match.
an absurd match.
Brutal.
It was just so good.
Oh,
Like I've said it before, and I've said to you guys like off air and shit like that, but WWE definitely has the advantage to AEW when it comes to storytelling and like character building, world building even.
100%.
mhm.
But the matches AEW puts on are just so like they're absurd. Like the quality is dramatically higher than WWE, and that's not a slight to WWE. Like my goat Swerve Strickland says, like, hey, you can like both. Like that's fine. It doesn't matter. So I'm just saying, if anybody from either side hears this and gets pissed, please don't, because we can like what we like, and that's it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, I really need like the quality of WWE matches just needs to get slightly amped, just a bit,
A degree,
just
Yeah.
a degree, because it would make the storytelling better if the matches performed were better. That's just my take.
100%.
I just
No,
don't
you're right.
think a lot of the wrestlers have to mutilate themselves in order to get to that
That's fair.
level of quality. Because that's
Yeah,
my
no, it
biggest
doesn't
complaint
have
with
to be.
AEW is like they do not even border. It is damn near mutilation.
No, it
a
is. No,
lot
I
of the
mean
time
it
they
is.
do. Like that. We just saw. I mean, like Edge. Sorry, not Edge.
Yeah,
but
Cope.
Formerly Edge. Yeah,
Him and Mox.
Him and John Moxley, that match with the fucking nail board. I mean,
It was
that
gross.
shit was gross.
It was disgusting.
And you're right. They both get to a level of absurdity, like WWE and AEW, in their own separate way. But I think with the difference is like WWE is like a little more like comically absurd.
Goofy.
Like they it gets to a point where it's like almost goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Carlito spitting an apple at someone, or
Right.
Otis doing a worm on someone. Like that's a little. It's just comical. Like it makes you go, ha.
It's corny.
It's not John Moxley taking a fucking bat with nails to the back and then watching a ref pluck each nail out while not tearing skin on live television. It just is like.
It's
I agree.
unnecessary.
You can like two things, but yeah, I think AEW has a certain hits level of unnecessary.
I do like that they pull out some more intricate moves.
Yeah,
but
like
yeah, some of the weapons
Yes.
and shit is just unnecessary in my opinion.
The Spanish Fly, Will Ospreay, and Will Fletcher, like
yeah,
or Kyle Fletcher, like off the top of the cage, that was fucking insane.
There's a lot, like there's a lot of. I think it's great because a lot of the moves they can do in AEW, like in terms of the wrestling moves, but like Theo was saying, yeah, the weapons they use a lot of the time, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, it's really like I think all it boils down to like I think AEW could overtake WWE one day. They just need better writing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
Like their writing is just other than like Tony Storm, who's a creative genius. Like everyone else is a moron.
She's just doing all the work for that. Like
yeah,
it's not even their writers. Like she just has a really good character that is really easy to make good stories around. Like yeah, anyone's not gonna mess that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I feel every time I watch like her or, like Swerve. Swerve, I feel great. Kenny Omega, I feel fantastic every time I'm watching Kenny match.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the technicality of it is just good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Wait, what?
Don't you know that Kenny Omega can't wrestle?
Yeah.
He's not as good as Jey Uso.
Yeah. Don't you know, Tommy, that Jey
Uso is better wrestler than Kenny Omega?
According to TikTok, yeah.
I guarantee you there's some kids out there that actually probably think that. Like,
oh, there are. Well, there's kids that don't know who Kenny Omega is.
That's very fair.
Kenny Omega is. I will say, on the topic, though, of just wrestlers that aren't in the WWE, what are some other wrestlers, not even indie wrestlers, but just non-WWE wrestlers that you guys would like seeing?
I mean, I'd love Kenny, but Kenny, it's never going to happen because his standards are too high, which they should be, because he's the fucking best.
Bro.
Other than Kenny, I'd say probably. I mean, this is my problem because Swerve was at the WWE, but Swerve, like, this is my problem. Like, he put on. He was telling a story how he put on like a crazy match, and they had him like go back to the performance center and like perform arm bars. I'm like, yeah, I mean, dude, like what, like.
What?
Like he put on like some crazy match in front of like 9,000 people, and then he went back to the performance center to like just like do like basics of wrestling. I was like, okay,
practice your chops.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a guy of this caliber, like you guys are just dumb as shit. Like,
all right, Gunther, that was a banger. You got to go back to performance center and go and practice your chops. Huh?
It's just kind of stupid. And I
do
think
your sit out power bombs.
Like I think that's why AEW is more willing to take risks on these people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
is because they see their raw talent and they're like, all right, let's try to transfer it into making them a superstar. And they've done it well with Swerve because Swerve is probably their best wrestler, like their biggest wrestler at least, like fan wise. But I think Swerve would translate really well into WWE if he got the opportunity to come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Kenny, Swerve. Obviously, Theo said Tony Storm. I think Tony Storm would be great. And I mean, who do y'all like to see from AEW?
Yeah, Zach. Who or any other non-WWE wrestler? Because you said Zillafatu, but you kind of both said it.
Yeah, in terms of AEW, I can't really think of anyone that you guys haven't said that I'd like to see. All the one.
What about
like
Will?
Swerve, Tony.
I
I mean, I'd like to see John Moxley come back as much as
Yeah.
and Cope. I'd like
Yeah.
to see both those guys come back to a certain degree, but I just don't think they will.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to.
Maybe I can see
the John
Moxley
Moxley
more.
return.
I
Yeah,
would.
I could
I
see
would fuck with
Moxley most
Mox.
likely. I don't really see Cope coming back.
I don't
Edge
really
coming
want him back either. I'll be honest.
Yeah, he's really cool, but his
He
story
gives
in
me
the
like a
WWE
Karrion
is
Cross
done.
type of vibe though, so it's like we already kind of have Karrion, so it's like whatever. I would like to see Moxley come back. Two, I don't know where they are right now, and injury, personal issues, or anything. I would love to see Kairi Sane and Asuka come back.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Mm.
really do miss those two, and if
Yeah.
Io retains, I would really love to see those two, come back in the mix while Io's champion,
Yeah.
and with Julia. I would really like to see that. Also,
Yeah.
I'd like to see those three running amok, or four running
I
amok.
mean, you could really make that division crazy as fuck on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have Bianca lose at Mania,
be great.
if you have Bianca lose, go back to SmackDown and like her be in the mix, because I think Bianca versus, now this is just my take. I think Bianca versus Tiffy would be a better match than Tiffy versus Charlotte. That's just me.
Oh yeah.
But I think if somehow, by the grace of God, if Asuka, Kyrie, Julia all go to Raw, I think that division becomes probably the most entertaining women's division in the world.
Oh yeah.
And I think that if you have all of them on the show, I think they'd be more comfortable with having the belt like transfer hands more often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see one of the top tier belts transferring a little more.
Yeah.
Because like we have Cody and Gunther right now, who are guys that aren't going to lose that most of the time.
Yeah, it's not moving.
Yeah.
But I'd like to
even
see
if
some of the
Cena
women's
holds that
belts
belt
moving around
after.
more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Cena's only going to hold it for like 8 months, 9 months.
Cena's gonna hold it exactly. He's gonna have a streak for a bit, and then it's gonna be gone to whoever else, and they're probably gonna hold it. But like, yeah, I agree. The women's belt, because some of the women's, a bit of the women's divisions are like in certain divisions, it's lacking. It just needs a little bit more oomph. One more, I think, just needs a few more people in there, and it's fine.
Yeah, and they have the talent. They just got to bring them back.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the indies, though, are we still counting TNA as the indies?
Not, I really wouldn't anymore because
Yeah,
they're signed to WWE, so it would feel a little weird.
yeah, I agree. But I was just gonna say, there's some TNA guys that I'd like to see do more main roster WWE matches, but
Yeah,
they're basically already kind of WWE guys.
well, like Joe Hendry.
I would like to see a little more Joe, but honestly, I was thinking Moose.
Yeah, Moose.
He's really cool. He's got amazing moves. He's good in the ring. He's a good storyteller in the ring. I haven't seen him cut a promo yet, so I don't know how good he is at that, but just all of the character and the energy that he brings to the matches alone makes me want to see more of him. Even just like a Royal Rumble appearance or something.
Yeah, that'd be fire. But I think no, I don't know if what y'all's thoughts are on this, but I think people would care a lot less about WWE storytelling. Like, so like say like for example, like the character of Roman Reigns is the big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously that guy couldn't do shit. He couldn't wrestle. He couldn't cut a promo. But like, if Big Dog Roman Reigns was like a Kenny Omega level talent, do you think people would have cared that he couldn't cut a promo?
I think yes, but only because he was being pushed as the face of the company. I think
Right.
the face of the company has to be able to at least. No, I'm sorry. I was about to say that in a bitch made way. The face of the company of WWE, which is a more storytelling centric company, has to be able to cut good promos fairly consistently because they're doing them all the time. That's literally your job. So I think no, because he was the face, but if Roman was just like a dude that was high up on the roster that was contending for the belt sometimes, and he was that bad at promo cutting, but he was a Kenny Omega level wrestler, I don't think people would have cared that much.
Yeah.
That's my full thoughts on it, which
I
is a
still
bit
think people
long-winded.
would have cared. I still think if you are a technical wrestler and you can't cut a promo, I think, or even if you can cut a promo that's semi-decent, I don't think people care if you're a technical wrestler in terms of WWE that much.
And honestly, I hope you're right, because that's what I love about this thing. Like, the storytelling is the more the point than just the matches. The matches are supposed to enhance the story, not the other way
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, not
I
the
agree.
inverse.
I agree. But you see, like, I think people don't care about if they're a technical wrestler or not because you see people complain about like Gunther, for example,
Hmm.
who I think can cut a promo and is a very, very, very good wrestler.
Oh yeah, he's just good at everything.
Technicality, he's fantastic. All his moves are solid. He's a fucking good wrestler, and people just don't like him because he's boring. They think he's boring for some reason. Or they just don't fuck with his character. Like, they don't care if he can't.
That's just crazy to me.
They don't care if he's a good wrestler or not.
Yeah.
They just don't love with him. Like, there will still be people, I think, regardless if you're like, and I wouldn't say Gunther's like on the level of Kenny, but I would say Gunther's a better wrestler than Roman.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
Gunther's probably
100%.
the best technical wrestler they have.
Yeah. And I think Gunther can cut fucking promos. Like, he is the
Yeah,
character
yeah.
of Gunther in
Oh, yeah, he's
general
perfect
is
in his character.
fucking great. But I just don't think, in terms of the WWE, I think the promo matters more than the talent.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Because like look at
100%.
Jay versus Gunther is the perfect, I think, example of this argument.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the best wrestler, but you can cut a decent promo or be a decent kind of like
Just like popular, really. I mean,
Yeah.
popular,
I was about to say
thing.
that.
And you'll be over regardless.
I was about to say that because I think the problem is that Gunther is just a better wrestler and promo cutter than Jay, but Jay just is more popular because
Exactly.
one, he's a face, and two, his thing
He's
that
a
his
better-
character does
yeah,
is just
gimmick.
easier for people to be on board with.
yeah. I don't know how we were talking about indie wrestlers and like AEW and stuff, and somehow we all came back to fucking Gunther versus Jey Uso.
No, this
all loops
whole
back.
podcast, I think,
It
until
all
the end
comes
of
back.
time, is just going to be like a spiral around the nexus of Jey Uso and Gunther, at least until WrestleMania.
This is gonna be a Jey Uso critique podcast for the rest of Jey Uso's career.
No. Oh. No. I like
We will
Jey.
sit here.
Fuck no.
We can like Jay,
Not
but we
critique
have to
like
be
that.
critical.
Yeah. Jey Uso analysis.
Like, I'm not gonna shit on
Podcast.
him for this week's botch because that shit was obvious.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Like, that shit was
It
planned.
wasn't a botch. It was a fake slip.
Honestly,
A
it was.
couple weeks
I was surprised he could.
ago,
Surprised he could fake a botch that way.
that
Surprised he didn't botch the
guy-
botch.
Yo, come on now, guys. Too critical. Too critical.
No man.
God, this guy can't even slip right
God, imagine he slips, busts his fucking lip open. Oh my god, GG.
at WrestleMania.
Stop. We're
Well, I think
because of suicide dive on Gunther.
No.
does anyone else talk about indie wrestling, or are we done?
He's got to redeem himself with that dive.
No, we're
That's
done
how
talking about. No, we're done talking. No. We're done talking about. Done talking about Jey Uso. Done.
All right, can I bitch about something else then?
Yeah.
Whatever.
The
Go
fucking
for it.
promos they've been doing. All right, they've been cutting too many. We were talking about it earlier in the episode, but they've been cutting too many fucking promos about some of this shit. They're like dangling keys in front of my face, like the Seth shit. He's like, "Hey
The Seth one
Brussels,
was the worst.
hey Scotland, go fuck yourselves. I'll see you in London."
No, that was Punk.
Yeah, that was Punk.
It's like, oh yeah, no, sorry.
You were
Spain-
right with Brussels.
Spain
Brussels was Seth. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just
Brussels
ridiculous.
was Seth.
I'll see
Oh,
you in
yeah.
Italy.
I'll see you in Italy. Yeah, fuck, that's where it was.
It's
Still,
just so stupid.
what are
It's
we
just
doing?
so pointless.
Bianca, Rhea, and Io. I don't think they've done that yet, but they just keep.
It's the same
they're-
promo every week.
They keep pushing
Yeah,
that promo.
that's-
Yeah, it's the same
That's a
shit every
different
time.
problem.
I want my rematch. You can't have your rematch. It's fucking Adam Pearce just said that. No. It's not official yet. You have to sign the contract. All right. Takes the contract. Rhea can't sign this contract. How dare she do this? She can't get a triple threat match. Just make it. Just do it. Triple threat. Who fucking cares? Who cares? Stop pumping the fucking promo so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's
This could go into a whole other long conversation. Why are we doing these super long, pointless promos for promos, or like repetitive promos? Don't we have people in the locker room that probably want some matches? Like, people that get no time. Like, this was on SmackDown, not Raw, but like, I didn't even know that the two girls that fought against the Secret Service even existed until that SmackDown.
Oh yeah.
I've never heard anyone talk about them. I've never seen a single thing about them anywhere. Why are we cutting promos for promos and not giving these people a match? I don't care that, like, I'd rather see a match like that than hear some dog shit promo that I don't care about that doesn't do anything for the story. I get that you're trying to focus in on the road to WrestleMania, but like, again, I'd still rather see a random match than just people yapping at me for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, come out 15 minutes of CM Punk or Seth just being like, "See you next week."
Yeah, it's just
like,
bad.
like
It's just really bad.
Like, Maxine
Bianca
Dupree
yelling
has
each
not
other up.
had a match besides the Royal Rumble all year.
Yeah, I think for that one, I think you're still gonna have to be waiting. I think you have to wait a while for that one.
And that's fine. But
that
you know
one's
who
still
else
happening.
hasn't had a match besides the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber?
Don't you say
Alexa
Kevin
Bliss.
Owens. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, why do I need to hear Seth talk my ear off and not see Alexa Bliss, who's a good wrestler,
Yeah,
do
that's
stuff?
a good point.
because you said it.
Where's
You said
the
it.
Wyatt Six? They've been to SmackDown. They moved to SmackDown or Raw, and we haven't fucking seen them since.
Yeah,
They just poof.
I don't know where they're at.
Like they actually just turned into like a smoke. They just poof, gone.
No, but what's it called?
What did I say?
It just goes to before, like, they prioritize the promotional aspect of wrestling as opposed to like the actual in-ring talent. Like, they don't care. They rather promote their biggest matches than give anyone the time of day to even perform. Well, they perform. It's just in dark matches that we can't see. It's like, okay, this is awesome.
You want to see CM Punk and Gunther fight? Too bad. Dark match.
AJ Styles, Gunther. You want to see that? No, sorry.
Dark match. No, you get Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. We'll cut promos about
That shit's
that for
horrible.
months.
And that I can. It's frustrating, but I can excuse it because
Fuck
Gunther is building a narrative in the actual storyline that matters, and we can't just throw him into random matches with good wrestlers if it affects the storyline.
Yeah.
That I'm cool with. But why not do something with the people we're not doing anything with? Even if you want to cut a promo for these people instead of do a match, like, just something. Just give them something to do instead of having me hear someone talk that I don't care about.
Yeah, that's fair enough, man. I mean, it is getting redundant as shit with these promos for promos. But I mean, they got
repetitive ones too. It's the same shit.
Yeah, the repetitive ones are just, these promos are just getting so stupid. But with that being said, I believe it is time for us to head out.
I agree. We complained enough.
We have complained enough. So thank you to everybody who's watched. Either watch the podcast, listen to the podcast. We love you very much. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.